Hola, bienvenidos a Spanish Nerchukundam. ¿Cómo están? First of all, I wish you all a very happy Republic Day. You all must have witnessed on television the massive talent and the massive power India possesses. Let us get back to the topic. Today's topic: indirect object pronouns. When we say indirect object pronouns, we are replacing the indirect object with the corresponding object pronoun. So we have seen in the last video about the direct object pronouns, and there were some rules. In addition to that, we have couple more rules here for the indirect object pronouns. So let us go through them. As you can see, the indirect object pronouns are me, te, le, nos, os, and les. You can see only the difference between the direct object pronouns and the indirect object pronouns is for the third person singular and the third person plural. The rest remain the same. And the first rule, as we have already studied, the object pronouns precede the verb. That means the object pronouns always come before the verb, and the negation always precedes the verb. The negation always precedes the verb. We have seen this one when we studied basic negation. The negation precedes the object pronouns as well. And if the verb ends in an infinitive or a gerund, the object pronouns can be attached at the end to the infinitive or gerund without any spacing between them. This also we have seen with the direct object pronouns. So the same goes here with the indirect object pronoun. And the next rule, which is specific to the indirect object, is the indirect object pronoun precedes the direct object pronoun. When we have these two in the sentence, the indirect object pronoun always comes before the direct object pronoun. And if we do have a negation, first comes the negation, then comes the indirect object, then comes the direct object. And one more important rule, if we have a combination of these things, less is the third person plural, le is the third person singular, and when we have this combination of less plus the direct object or le plus the direct object, the indirect object of less or le is replaced with say. That means it becomes say, because in Spanish we cannot have these combinations. They are not allowed. So they are replaced with say, and they become this. Once we have less low, it becomes say low. Like that, accordingly, less or lay is replaced with say. And let us see and apply these rules to some of the sentences and put them to practice. Juan compró regalos para mí. That means Juan bought gifts for me. So let us first identify the objects. What did Juan buy? Gifts. It is the direct object. And for whom or to whom did he buy the gifts? For me. So me becomes the indirect object. So let us go and replace the objects with object pronoun. And keeping all those rules in mind, what comes first? The indirect object pronoun. So for whom did he buy? For me. And what did he buy? The gifts, which are regalos is a masculine noun which is in plural, so this would be that. So I'll just go and put the verb over here. Juan me los compró. So what did it become? Juan bought them for me or to me. So let us see the next example. María revela el secreto a nosotros. María reveals the secret to us. So what does María reveal? El secreto, the direct object. And to whom does she reveal? To nosotros, or to us. So us is the indirect object. So the indirect object comes first, and the corresponding indirect object is nos. And el secreto is a masculine noun. So I'll go with lo, and I'll just put the verb. María nos lo revela. María reveals it to us. Next one, él ha escrito un email a ustedes. By the way, feel free to go ahead and write the sentences and check it along with my solution. Él, to whom he has written the letter, to ustedes. So I'll go with the third person plural of the indirect object pronoun. Les, un email. It's a masculine noun. Generally, an email is considered a masculine noun in Spanish. So lo ha escrito. So we have got él les lo ha escrito, but as per the last rule that we have studied, this combination les lo is not accepted. So it would become él se lo ha escrito. He has written an email to you all, ustedes. So this is somewhat tricky. This say can correspond to a él, a ella, a usted, and also ustedes as well. So at times when if this is not going to be clear to the reader, then it is best to include to whom you are referring to, like a ella, or in this case a ustedes. So that will do if there is no clarity to which or to whom this say is referring. So let us see. El mesero sirve la comida a Maria. So el mesero, what does he serve? La comida. And to whom? To Maria. So le la sirve. And again by that same rule, le la combination is not accepted. So I will go with el mesero se la sirve. Voy a vender mi casa a Pedro. I'm going to sell my house to Pedro. Yo, to whom I am selling to Pedro, which is le. Mi casa is la casa, which is a feminine noun. So we got a le lo combination. So I'll replace it with se. Yo se la voy a vender. Right? As the verb is ending in an infinitive, voy a vender. So I will put these object pronouns. I can also put these object pronouns at the end of the verb, which is the infinitive. So I'll just take them out from here and I'll put them at the end without any space in between them. And even in this, the sequence remains the same. That means the indirect object will come first and comes the direct object pronoun. Next one, Pedro doesn't tell me a secret. Pedro, negation is there, so always the negation comes first. Pedro, no, to whom he doesn't tell, no me lo dice. Pedro no me lo dice. Pedro doesn't tell it to me. That's what we are saying with this sentence by replacing the objects with object pronouns. You haven't sent me or you haven't sent her an email. To, negation is there. No, her an email. Her is the indirect object. An email. We have got this le lo. So I'll just replace le with se lo has enviado. To, no se lo has enviado. That's it. She doesn't buy him anything. Ella, again a negation is there. No le compra nada. They did not send us the food. Ellos, again negation is there. No nos la enviaron. The past tense, right? Did not send. Past tense. So enviaron. Ellos no nos la enviaron. They did not send us the food. They did not send it to us. That's what we are writing with la. It means it. The chef did not cook us a meal. So el chef. No, what's the indirect object? Us. No, nos. A meal, I will go with almuerzo, el almuerzo. So I'll go with lo because el almuerzo is a masculine noun. No nos cocino. Cocinar is to cook. El chef no nos lo cocinó. Next, you can always take la also if you want to go with la comida. He did not tell you a story. Here I'll consider you as tú. So let me write él. Again a negation is there. No te historia. The story is historia. No te la contó. Contar is to narrate or to tell. Él no te la contó. Next one. She did not buy him a ring. She did not buy him a ring. Ella no se lo compró. This time I have directly written se instead of le, because again that le lo is not accepted. So that le is converted into se. This should be ella. Ella no se lo compró. She did not buy it for him. Again, if it is not very clear to the reader or the person who understands this, then you can always put a él here. This is absolutely fine, even though it looks like a redundant thing for us. They sold the books to her. Let us see. They sold the books to her. Ellos, to whom they have sold, to her, say the books, los libros. Ellos se los vendieron. Ellos se los vendieron. Let us see some preguntas, interrogative sentences. Who is going to send me a letter? And who? ¿Quién? ¿Quién me la va a enviar? Correct? Me is referring to me, and the direct object is a letter. ¿Quién me la va a enviar? As we got this verb ending in an infinitive, I can also attach the object pronouns at the end to the infinitive without any spacing, following the sequence of indirect object pronoun and the direct object pronoun. As you can see, the auto suggestion is indicating an accent over a, because once we add these object pronouns at the end to the verb, the natural accent falls on a, enviármela. So we will go with that. Have you told Maria the story? So go for it. Tú se la has contado. This se is referring to Maria. La historia is the story. Has contado. Have you told? So that's it. Tú se la has contado. And do we need to tell you the truth? Do we need to tell you the truth? To whom are we saying? Te la verdad. So it is te la. You is, I have taken it as second person singular. So te la necesitamos decir. Do we need to tell it to you? That's what we have written with te la necesitamos decir. And as we can see, the verb is again ending in an infinitive here. So let us put the object pronouns at the end. Both the versions are equally accepted, so there is no issue with it. You can go with this version or the second version, absolutely no problem. The natives always use them extensively. Have you given her the book? Have you given her the book? Se lo has dado. Tú se lo has dado. Because the se is referring to her, third person singular. It should be le, but as we said, as per the rule, that le-lo combination is not accepted. Haven't they sent you the gift? Again, negation is there. Negation always precedes the verb and the object pronouns. Ellos no te lo han enviado. Ellos no te lo han enviado. Haven't they sent it to you? Why don't you tell me the truth? So, me is the indirect object. ¿Por qué no me la dices? Why don't you tell it to me? Why I have put la verdad. The truth is a feminine noun in Spanish, la verdad. So, ¿por qué no me la dices? The next one, he is buying you the flowers. So, let us see the example with gerund in it. Here we have the sentence in present continuous tense. So he is buying you the flowers. So the object pronoun for you is te here, and last floor is, and the verb will remain the same. Está comprando. Él te las está comprando. And as the verb is ending in a gerund, we can also put the object pronouns at the end. Now we are seeing it with the gerund. We have seen the examples where we place the object pronouns at the end with an infinitive. But now let us say it with a gerund. This way we can place it at the end to the gerund without any spacing and maintaining the sequence. I cannot give her the money. Yo no se lo puedo dar. Why I have put say here? Again, it is the indirect object is her, which is a third person singular, which should come as le, and el dinero is the money, a masculine noun, so it should be lo. Le lo becomes se lo, and puedo dar. The same way again we got an infinitive at the end, so yo no puedo dárselo. I can place them at the end. The next one, he wants to give you a gift. He wants to give you a gift. Go ahead and write the sentence. Él te lo quiere dar. So you must have written the other version also. You might have written the other version first. Both are absolutely fine. Él quiere dártelo. He wants to give it to you. That's what we are writing. Please do write your own sentences and try to rewrite the versions with object pronouns and without the object pronouns. That means keeping the object pronouns. So these object pronouns are extensively used by the natives, not only in the indicative sentences that we have seen in this video and the last video, but they are also employed in some imperative sentences, like the ones we got, like some orders or requests. Get me a glass of water. Don't give it to me, or give it to me. Do not pass it. All these are either commands or requests. So we also have some good use of object pronouns in those sentences, but that will be for another video. And I hope by the time we reach that stage, you will be absolutely comfortable with the usage of object pronouns. So I'll talk to you soon in that video. Until then, bye bye. If you like the content, please do like, share and subscribe. Hasta luego. Ciao ciao.